Hello and welcome to Lesson 2 of the Creative Online School's Mastering Adobe Lightroom course. In this lesson, we're going to talk about importing your photos to Lightroom. I will show you how to import images to your catalog, and I will also help you understand the different import settings you can use to get the most out of Lightroom. This tutorial is brought to you by Creative Online School. In order to use Lightroom at all, you have to import photos to your catalog. Before you can do this, you have to be in the Library module. Click the Import button and Lightroom will open the Import Viewer. Then, select your source. Find the folder that contains the files you wish to import by browsing the panel on the left-hand side of the import space. If you want to make Lightroom hide the images that already exist in your library, click the New Photos option located above your thumbnail viewer. If you want to import files that are grouped separately on your hard drive, you can use the option of viewing the subfolder contents of a folder. Once you have found the folder you're looking for, select the images you want to import by ticking their respective boxes. Lightroom will automatically select all of your images, so uncheck any of the photos you want to leave behind. You can highlight all of the images you wish to check or uncheck to get this done faster. If you want to change the order in which your files appear, you can change that at the bottom of the window. You can also make the thumbnails larger so you can see them better. Now let's look at the top of the window. The Copy as DNG option allows you to copy your images and convert them to DNG files in one sweep. If you want to make copies of your images but you don't want to convert them into DNG files, you can use the Copy option. The Move option allows you to move your images to a new location before adding them to your catalog. But if you don't want to change the files' names or locations, selecting the Add option will simply bring your photos to your Lightroom catalog without moving them. Keep in mind that you can only use the Move and Add options if you are importing from a hard drive. If you are importing straight from your camera or memory card, for example, you cannot use these import tools. Now look to the right-hand side of the Copy Move options. Where do you want to copy or move your images to? You can tell Lightroom in this tab. Now let's look at the right-hand pane in more detail. This is where you build previews, and it's also where you control whether or not Lightroom imports duplicated images. You can also send a second copy of the files to a different location, and you can import your photos directly into a new or existing collection. Let's talk about building previews. Since Lightroom is a parametric editor, it doesn't import entire images to your catalog. Instead, it uses previews to help you track the changes you make to your photos. This is why Lightroom is one of the fastest photo processing softwares out there. Minimal previews are the smallest preview type available. They do save a lot of space, but they also lack quite a bit of detail. If you select the Embedded and Sidecar Previews option, Lightroom will use the data from your raw image to build a tentative preview until it builds a better one. This is a good option if you're in a rush to import your photos, but it can slow down the library browsing function fairly significantly. Selecting Standard Preview will make Lightroom build a preview for viewing images in Loop View. Standard views can take a couple of seconds to load, especially if you need to zoom in, but this type of preview will speed up your library workflow. One-to-one previews take the longest to load because they're the highest quality preview type. Unlike the standard previews, one-to-one previews are full-sized and allow you to zoom in. But it's a bit of a catch-22 because they take up more space than the other previews do. Luckily, Lightroom discards these previews after 30 days, and you can change that deadline in your file handling settings. After you've selected the right preview type, you can make Lightroom build additional smart previews. These are a Creative Cloud feature used to synchronize your desktop library with Lightroom Mobile and Lightroom Web. Smart previews are smaller in size than the other options because they have to be compressed in order to maintain their high quality. Below the File Handling pane is the File Renaming pane. This is available if you're copying or moving images to a different location on your hard drive. This is one of Lightroom's very convenient organization features. The Apply During Import pane is for applying presets to the images before you work with them. You can use Lightroom's developing presets, and you can also assign metadata presets and keywords. If you're copying or moving your images during your import, you can select their destination in the Destination pane. Once you've selected all of your images and you're ready to import, all you have to do is press the Import button and Lightroom will bring them all over to your catalog for you. Once you've returned to your library module, you can view all of the photos you just imported by selecting the previous import collection in your catalog pane. Congratulations! You should now feel comfortable importing your photos into Lightroom. If you have any questions about this tutorial, please leave a comment and we will get back to you as soon as possible. In the next tutorial, I will teach you about making collections. This course is brought to you by Creative Online School.